Hey fight fans, welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the world of mixed martial arts. Today, we've got an exciting topic that revolves around one of the most explosive fighters in the UFC, Max Holloway. Before we get into it, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our MMA content. Now let's jump into why you definitely don't want to mess with Max Holloway. Segment 1. Who is Max Holloway? From his early struggles to becoming a dominant force in the octagon, this is the story of Max Holloway's rise, reign, and resilience in the UFC. But first, let us introduce you to the pro MMA fighter. Max Holloway stands out as one of the UFC's most skilled and renowned fighters in its history. As the former UFC featherweight champion, he holds the top position as the #1 featherweight contender globally, recognized for his captivating and thrilling fighting style. Debuting in the UFC in 2012, Holloway has consistently elevated his performance in every octagon appearance. With triumphs over esteemed UFC fighters like Cub Swanson, Frankie Edgar, Jose Aldo, and Brian Ortega, he secured the UFC Featherweight Championship in 2017. Holloway successfully defended his title 3 times before facing a defeat against Alexander Volkanovski. At the age of 32, he is still in the prime of his MMA career, and it is anticipated that the Hawaiian native will continue to shine as a prominent UFC star for many more years. Segment 2. Secrets behind his fighting techniques. Did you know that the UFC star Max Holloway revealed that he acquired some of his top fighting techniques through playing video games? Yes, you have heard it right. UFC star Max Holloway, hailing from the United States, has shared that he developed some of his fighting techniques through playing video games. Holloway initially revealed this unique practice during an appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience in 2019. He explained to the host that if he found a successful combination in the UFC video game, he would attempt to replicate it during network sessions with a friend. Though the host found it amusing, Holloway remained undeterred and emphasized that this unconventional method contributed significantly to his success in the realm of competitive fighting. Max cited that people would say, "You're just playing games," and I'd be like, "No, I'm not. I'm actually getting better at fighting." And I wasn't lying. I beat Aldo because I knew him like the back of my hand by playing the video game like him. Getting to know an opponent through the UFC video game was likely the most effective method for Holloway, considering he mentioned seldom watching fights. Now we can imagine why his friends would never mess with him. However, he abides by a single rule: no discussions about fights. "Come on through," he invited, welcoming visitors to his channel. He added, "We don't really talk about MMA, so if any of you guys come in, you guys are gonna get banned. My mods don't play around. Any fight talk 1 to 2 times, then the ban hammer." Way to go, Max. Segment 3. Max Holloway's dominance. Max Holloway, also known as Blessed, has been a dominant force in the UFC's featherweight division. With his incredible striking, fluid movement, and an unmatched cardio game, Holloway has left a trail of opponents in his wake. From his early days to becoming the undisputed featherweight champion, Max has proven time and again that he's a force to be reckoned with. Understanding how Max prepares for battle gives you a glimpse into why he's such a formidable opponent. Segment 4. Max Holloway's resilient journey, a teenager's reflection on a challenging childhood. Fans were amazed as 16-year-old Max Holloway shared an inspiring message about his challenging upbringing, describing himself as wise way beyond his years. In the video, Blessed is depicted with blonde hair as a young teenager, discussing his difficult childhood. He shares details about his parents' struggles with drug addiction, revealing that he last saw his dad when he was around 10 or 11 years old. Despite his father no longer being a part of his life, Holloway mentions that he continues to pray for him. We are sure that nobody would want to mess with a strong fighter who has battled a challenging childhood. Segment 5. The unstoppable rise and momentary setback of UFC legend Max Holloway. Moving on with the video, let's see how did Max Holloway transform from a challenging start to his UFC career, including losses against McGregor and Poirier, to becoming a legendary figure with an impressive title run and reign. And what setbacks did he face in his venture into the lightweight division? Max Holloway is widely regarded as a legend, attributing it to his remarkable title run and reign. Despite a challenging start to his UFC career with 3 losses in his first 6 fights, including bouts against Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier, Holloway rebounded impressively. Following his defeat to McGregor, he embarked on a remarkable 13-fight winning streak, securing victories against notable opponents like Charles Oliveira, Cub Swanson, and Jeremy Stephens. This streak ultimately led him to an interim featherweight title shot against Anthony Pettis, solidifying Holloway's status as a dominant force in the sport. Exhibiting his skill, Max Holloway secured the interim championship with a knockout victory over Anthony Pettis. He further solidified his position as the division's top contender by defeating Jose Aldo for the undisputed title and successfully defending it in a rematch. Holloway's dominance continued as he defended his belt in a classic featherweight battle against Brian Ortega. Venturing into the lightweight division, he challenged Dustin Poirier for the interim title, but unfortunately suffered a loss to the American, marking a setback in his remarkable career. Nevertheless, Holloway returned to the featherweight division, successfully defending his title against former champion Frankie Edgar, solidifying his position at the pinnacle. Regrettably, this marked his final title triumph, as Holloway subsequently surrendered the belt to Alexander Volkanovski. In the end, Max Holloway's tenure as the UFC featherweight champion lasted an impressive 959 days from December 2016 to July 2019. Segment 6. Max Holloway secures his 20th title victory. Max Holloway asserted his dominance in the UFC featherweight division with a decisive victory over Chan Sung Jung at Singapore Indoor Stadium, marking his 20th win. The impressive knockout occurred just 23 seconds into the third round. Holloway's record now stands at 24-7, making him the first featherweight with 20 wins, 11 finishes, and 9 knockouts in 26 fights. Following the defeat, Chan Sung Jung 17-8 announced his retirement from mixed martial arts, expressing his lifelong goal of becoming a champion. Disheartened by the loss to Holloway, he acknowledged his failure in training and concluded that the championship opportunity may no longer be attainable, prompting his decision to retire from fighting. As Jung stepped into the ring, his aggression was palpable, marching forward menacingly and throwing punches recklessly. Holloway, however, remained composed, skillfully dodging the powerful swings and responding assertively. His performance from the outset was notably impressive. Max Holloway vs Chan Sung Jung. In the first round, Holloway inflicted damage on Jung with a left hook, and in the second round, he managed to bring him to the ground. Following the knockdown, Holloway applied a Das choke, coming close to securing a victory. With this result, Max Holloway boasts 18 wins out of 21 fights in the featherweight division. Notably, his only 3 losses in this category have been to the current champion, Alexander Volkanovski. Jung gained recognition with his WEC debut in 2010 and earned Fight of the Year consideration for his bout against Leonard Garcia. He contended for the UFC championship on 2 occasions, challenging Jose Aldo in 2013 and later facing Alexander Volkanovski in 2022. Between 2013 and 2017, he dedicated 4 years of his career to fulfilling South Korea's mandatory military service. What are your thoughts on Holloway's reign as a UFC champion? And do you consider him among the finest featherweights in the promotion's history? Segment 7. Declaring himself as one of the best boxers in the UFC. While the details of specific mid-fight comments can be challenging to capture verbatim, it is indeed true that Max Holloway had an impressive performance against Calvin Kattar at UFC Fight Island 7. Holloway displayed remarkable striking skills and outclassed Kattar throughout the fight. His confidence and vocal expressions during the fight, including pointing at the commentary booth and declaring himself the best boxer in the UFC, added to the memorable nature of the bout. Here's what Max Holloway cited during mid-fight. "Count it up. I'm the best boxer in the UFC, baby. What's up? What? I'm the best boxer." Max Holloway's performance in that fight showcased his exceptional boxing and overall fighting abilities, solidifying his status as one of the greatest featherweight fighters in UFC history. There you have it, fight fans. Max Holloway's dominance in the UFC is a combination of skill, cardio, mental fortitude, and a dash of post-fight entertainment. If you're thinking about messing with Max, you might want to reconsider. What's your favorite Max Holloway moment? Drop in your views in the comments below. Remember to give a thumbs up, share, and hit the subscribe button for additional content. Stay tuned to keep it locked for more MMA action.